Now at 9, the Carthage Council considers hiring a law firm after an attempt to remove the city administrator hits an impasse. Plus, discussion over a proposed sober living house moves to the Baxter Springs City Council. And Special Olympics athletes compete in Pittsburgh for a regional youth track and field event.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. The Carthage, Missouri City Council tonight met to discuss the next steps in an effort to remove the city administrator. Now, some members of the council want to hire an outside attorney to assist with the removal process. It stems from Mayor Dan Reif's belief the city policy says he has to approve the dismissal along with the council, and that he will not do that. The city attorney resigned from his position 2 weeks ago and bid farewell tonight in his last meeting. The bill to hire an outside attorney passed its first reading. They also approved on first reading a measure to budget money to hire an attorney to help impeach the mayor. Both will be brought up for a second reading and a special council meeting on Monday. City Council in Baxter Springs, Kansas also met tonight. They discussed plans for a sober living house. The plan is controversial for some residents because of its proximity to a school and restaurant bar. Council members today determined the proposed location is not properly zoned for a sober living house and would need to be rezoned for it to proceed.
In this nicely, peacefully, if the interested parties in putting this in come to us and try and rezone, we'll have another hearing. As of right now, they are not in compliance, so there's quite a process they will have to go through.
That one's been on there for a long time.
The Baxter Springs City Council meets on the second and fourth Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with a first look at weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice Tuesday for us today. We did get the clouds during the afternoon hours, of course. A weak cold front rolled through. We had a couple spotty sprinkles, but 76 for a high, started at 54, above our average high of 71 degrees for this time of the year. Clouds have been breaking up, any light showers mainly down to our south. And as we go through the overnight hours, we're going to have clear skies for the next several hours, and then clouds will thicken back up once again. Overnight low, a little bit cooler, down to about 47 degrees. Changes moving in, random showers tomorrow, thunderstorms tomorrow night. As we go into Thursday, thunderstorms again. Severe threat is very, very low on Thursday, but then thunderstorms Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that's when we're going to have a much higher severe weather threat. So I'm going to break all this down for you here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, hundreds of athletes came together today as Special Olympics Kansas held its annual youth track and field at Pittsburgh State University. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
More than 300 athletes younger than 20 years old laced up their sneakers for the Southeast Kansas Special Olympics youth track and field events.
Every event we've had this year, and we've added several events in, has grown. And I just really think that it's the community coming together, and every experience that they have, whether it be putting a medal on an athlete or watching an athlete win a race.
Local law enforcement kicked off the events with a torch run. The organizer says the success of this event is due to community involvement.
It's cool to see year after year the same relationships. People will see each other every year and they'll remember each other from the year prior, and it's cool to see those relationships continue to cultivate.
My brother and sister are special needs, so I've been coming to these for majority of my whole life.
That's cheating.
So you could say my whole life, but technically speaking, 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
Wesley volunteers because he wants to make an impact.
How they would feel when they would come home, the joy they would have from doing these made me want to do it, and maybe I can push that on someone to have that joy whenever they can come home and they smile.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
The Southeast Regional Youth Track and Field is the largest event for the organization. More than 500 sixth grade students in Crawford County today graduated from a youth leadership program. The Pittsburgh Area Chamber Foundation has hosted the program for 21 years now. It helps students develop leadership skills, including teamwork, communication, resolving conflict, and leading by example. The program has been instituted in every junior high school in Crawford County. Signing days at high schools are usually reserved for student athletes headed to college, but McDonald County High School today highlights some extra signings. 5 students committing to military service. Sam Brewer is headed to the U.S. Army. Aiden Ball and William Rector committed to the Marine Corps. Stacy Lopez Apolinar will join the Navy, and Keisha Rapone is joining the Missouri Army National Guard. John Dales will tell us about an athlete signing. A letter of commitment coming up later in this quiz. A Carthage business is helping to make a brighter future for some local nonprofit groups. Carthage Hardware donated $20,000 worth of paint to groups that work with kids. Those groups cover nonprofit, for-profit, clubs, schools, you name it. The donation will also go towards historic preservation. For Carthage Hardware, the donation is all about helping the community.
For us, this is what we're about, to be a part of the community. We support the community that supports us. And Carthage is open. We're ready to do business.
Carthage Hardware has been in the city for 146 years. Coming up, we'll have some tips to help you control those junk food cravings and lose weight. It's a huge hurdle for many health goals. Food cravings can stand in the way of losing weight, and experts say emotions play a critical role in what we choose to eat. But you can stay on a healthy track. Mandy Gaither has ways to control your junk food cravings.
If you're craving something sweet or salty instead of something fresh and healthy, you're not alone.
Our emotions do impact how we eat. That's why they're called comfort foods. Stress, anxiety, sadness, anger, even boredom can trigger these harmful eating habits like overeating, poor food choices.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says when we have intense feelings like stress, our bodies make hormones that make us want to seek out comfort food. But he says there are ways to control those cravings.
Find an outlet for your stress. Exercise, nature walks, meditation, time with family and friends.
Gupta says you can also take a tea break. Sipping tea can also help emotional cravings, or try eating what he calls busy snacks.
That means foods that keep your hands moving, popcorn, vegetables, and a healthy dip.
Gupta says to pre-portion favorite snacks to avoid overeating them. Keep tempting snacks out of reach or don't buy them at all. And if all else fails, talk to a doctor.
No shame in seeking help. If what you're doing isn't working, talk to a professional about your emotions and how they might be impacting your dietary choices.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
CDC says it's okay to have comfort foods every now and again and recommends trying a lower calorie version of foods you crave, eating smaller amounts of those foods, or simply cutting back. Instead of eating it every day, try it weekly or monthly. A new study shows when and why plateaus happen when people try to lose weight. According to experts, a plateau can occur around a year into dieting, but can vary from person to person. They happen when the body starts increasing hunger to make up for lost calories. The study shows weight loss drugs can delay the plateau longer. The report is from a researcher with the National Institutes of Health. Well, some people may want to forego vanity for safety's sake. The CDC has issued a warning about fake Botox injections and the dangers they can pose. Over the past few months, at least 22 women have reported negative reactions after getting these counterfeit shots. That's according to the CDC. Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast. And later, the Diamond Missouri softball team looks to stay undefeated as they take on the red-hot Columbus Titans.
Up today.
Not bad for our Tuesday, even though we had a lot of clouds during the afternoon hours, but rain's really going to start to increase over the next few days, and even severe threat is going to start to roll in here in just a couple days. So let's jump forward to the most important weather right now. As we look into Thursday, so lower severe threat here in the yellow, higher severe threat in the orange. So mainly western Kansas, I think most of us look pretty good. Let's go to Friday. That higher severe threat stretches right through the four-state area. You can see a severe threat across the entire state of Missouri into southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma. That wave rotates out. Here comes another one following it up. This is going to be Saturday evening. A moderate severe threat. And this may go even higher, but a moderate severe threat across most of the region. And then let's go to Sunday. We have a moderate severe threat, especially in southwestern Missouri. And if this storm system slows down a little bit, this will march a little bit farther toward the west. So we got a lot to watch as we go through the next several days. Let's move into Thursday. Showers and thunderstorms through the day. Severe weather out to our west. We're going to get some stronger storms in here by Friday morning. We'll start with thunderstorms, and then once we get into the afternoon, a line of storms should fire up. Those most likely will be severe. Most of Saturday's dry, but by Saturday evening, here we go again. Look at this. Showers, thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms through the night into Sunday morning. Then we'll start the day Sunday with showers and thunderstorms, then a line of storms to end about a 3-day severe weather event. So a lot to watch over the next few days. We look fine now. We're clearing out. Not too much is going on here. Here's the beginnings of that next storm system, which will start to affect us on Thursday. Now ahead of it, we have a weaker wave that will affect us tomorrow night into Thursday morning. We'll start the day, clouds thickening, can't rule out a random shower. Temperatures warm, lower 70s. Here's 4:30 in the afternoon. Scattered showers, northeastern Oklahoma will kind of lift through. So we're going to have scattered showers, a little bit of thunder tomorrow night into Thursday morning. But by Thursday morning, it really picks up. We'll see bigger bands of showers and thunderstorms rotating through, but none of this should be severe. Our severe threat doesn't begin until after this, by the time we head into Friday morning. So this will be our first chance to get some severe thunderstorms. Check this out. I know we need the rain. We don't want flooding rain, but over the next 5 days, a lot of areas are going to pick up 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 inches of rain, which is quite a bit. All right, for your Wednesday, 50 in the morning, 66 by noon, high temp, 71 degrees, 68 on Thursday. We're going to make Friday, Saturday, Sunday possible alert days with that higher severe threat. If it still looks the same tomorrow, we'll make them alert days. Temperatures, though, mainly across the board into the 70s and 80s.
I don't know if I want it to warm up just yet. Well, many bugs and pests across the Ozarks are coming back in full force, and that includes chiggers. Fortunately, experts say steps can be taken to prevent bites and keep them away. Nick Kelly has the story.
Just like the ticks, the pollen, and early blooming flowers, the chiggers are back in action across the area a little earlier than normal this spring. It's something Kelly McGowan with the MU Extension in Greene County is all too familiar with.
It's an experience you'll never forget. They are miserable. The bites and itchiness can last for a while, so it's something you want to avoid if possible.
The MU Extension says chiggers are much smaller than ticks and bright red. However, they don't feed on blood and don't spread disease. If bites happen, the Cleveland Clinic says itching is intense for the first 24 to 48 hours, with lingering itching lasting as long as 2 weeks. Itching can be controlled by bathing regularly, using topical creams or lotions like calamine lotion, and taking antihistamines. Aside from wearing long clothing and tucking your pants into your socks or shoes, McGowan's prevention tips also extend to your lawn and garden.
Just be mindful of keeping things as clean and mowed as possible. That can really go a long way to keeping some of these things under control.
Plus, for smaller outdoor spaces like a patio or a deck, McGowan says Mother Nature can help out a little bit.
We do have some standards that we know that repel mosquitoes and ticks. Those would be things like geraniums, lemongrass, some types of herbs.
Well, just like with ticks, repellents can help. Body sprays with DEET or picaridin are effective against chiggers. For your clothing, though, look for repellents with permethrin as the main ingredient. If you do find yourself with chigger bites and they don't improve after a few weeks, your doctor can help with additional treatments like steroids to calm the itching and antibiotics to prevent infection. I know chiggers bother me to no end. Well, coming up, a medical marijuana dispensary in Arkansas sues the state of its advertising restrictions. FTC today issued a final ruling to ban for-profit U.S. employers from making employees sign agreements with non-compete clauses. The ban could affect tens of millions of workers. Currently existing non-compete agreements would be unenforceable after the rule's effective date, 120 days from now, except for senior executives. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce has already said it will sue the FTC as early as this week for what it views as the agency exceeding its administrative authority. The Arkansas dispensary Good Day Farm has filed a lawsuit against the state, challenging its advertising restrictions when it comes to medical marijuana. Lauren Spencer has the story.
I, as an Arkansas dispensary, can advertise with a billboard, fine, but why would you let someone from Missouri do it?
There is very little advertising that we are even allowed to do. It just gets in really dicey water there.
If you've driven north on I-49, you might be familiar with this billboard.
We want to get the word out. There are a lot of people in Arkansas.
It's for the Missouri dispensary on the state line, just a mile from the Arkansas border.
Arkansas has not been very restrictive at all.
Laws in Arkansas make it difficult for Arkansas dispensaries to advertise in the state. But for those Missouri dispensaries, it's a different story. And Arkansas dispensaries say this could encourage people to travel across the state line to buy.
We do not have control of those dispensaries in Missouri.
Scott Harden with the Arkansas Medical Marijuana Commission says a dispensary called Good Day Farm has now filed a lawsuit against the state, saying Arkansas is too restrictive on their advertising laws.
Let's say a dispensary wanted to run a billboard. That dispensary would have to prove to the state that children are not seeing that consistently and that children don't comprise a significant portion of that audience.
No more than 30% of an audience for an Arkansas dispensary advertisement can be children. And to prove that for a billboard, he says,
that would be almost impossible.
We do have to be creative, but we could never, for example, take out a billboard.
Mandy Strickland, CEO of The Source, says they have to be very careful how they advertise.
Seems kind of detrimental to our own culture and environment that we're building here in Arkansas.
Missouri is recreational, while Arkansas is medical, but she argues those billboards on a busy highway could be intriguing.
I don't want for our Arkansas cannabis businesses to suffer because of our laws. Meanwhile, the Missouri cannabis industry is just booming. That advertising confuses people. It makes them not know that we exist.
A hearing in the suit is set for May. We will sure be following this one. Up next, we're going to check out this year's inductees to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announced its 2024 class of inductees in the performer category. The inductees are Cher, Mary J. Blige, Dave Matthews Band, Ozzy Osbourne, Peter Frampton, Foreigner, Kool and the Gang, and A Tribe Called Quest. For the Musical Excellence Award, it's Dionne Warwick, Jimmy Buffett, MC5, and Norman Whitfield. The induction ceremony takes place October 19th in Cleveland, Ohio. What a class of inductees. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports is coming your way. The first prosecution calls its first witness in the hush money trial against former President Donald Trump. Plus, why a federal ban on the social media app TikTok could be nearing reality.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. The historic criminal trial of former President Donald Trump continues with testimony from the prosecution's first witness, David Pecker, the former publisher of the National Enquirer. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has more from New York.
Former President Donald Trump is using his limited time outside the courtroom to attack his opponent, President Biden.
So we're locked up in a courtroom and this guy's out there campaigning.
Inside the courtroom, prosecutors continued questioning David Pecker, the ex-publisher of the National Enquirer. Pecker detailed a catch-and-kill plan in which he and Trump's campaign would buy and bury negative stories. In one instance, Pecker said his magazine paid a former Trump Tower doorman $30,000 for a story claiming Trump fathered a child outside his marriage, which they found out was not true. The former publisher confirmed the tabloid also ran negative stories about Trump's primary opponents during the 2016 election, saying Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen, was often his contact.
Entering into a non-disclosure agreement
is not illegal. Secondly, catch and kill schemes, which people in the media do, which is to buy the rights to a story and then choose not to publish it, they're also not illegal.
Court started Tuesday with a hearing on whether Trump violated his gag order. Prosecutors argued that Trump should pay $10,000, but Judge Juan Merchan has yet to rule either way. It's still unclear if Trump will take the stand himself.
Politically, it's going to be consequential if he doesn't take the stand because they'll say he took the fifth.
Court is adjourned Wednesday, so testimony will resume Thursday. We can expect to hear more from David Pecker and other key witnesses then. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Well, there are a growing number of campus demonstrations over the war in Gaza. Yesterday, police clashed with protesters at the Cal Poly campus in Humboldt County, California. Similar actions have become a flashpoint at many colleges and universities nationwide. President Biden yesterday condemned the anti-Semitic comments directed towards Jewish students. It looks like the so-called TikTok ban many lawmakers in Washington have been pushing for is about to become a reality. Senate just before 9 tonight passed a foreign aid bill that included the ban. Now, this following story was recorded before the bill passed. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor has more.
For all the TikTokers out there, your days of scrolling on the popular social media app could be numbered. The Senate is poised to pass a bill forcing TikTok's Chinese parent company to sell the platform or be banned in the U.S.
It's not really about TikTok, it's about ByteDance, the company that owns TikTok and is indisputably controlled by the Chinese Communist Party.
With bipartisan support, the House passed the legislation last month, but the Senate didn't move on it. So what's changed? Over the weekend, the House attached the TikTok provisions to a major foreign aid package for Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan. The Senate could still shut it down, but that's unlikely as both sides of the aisle support more funding for those U.S. allies and are worried about TikTok's ties to the Chinese government.
The idea that we would give the Communist Party this much of a propaganda tool, as well as the ability to scrape 170 million Americans' personal data, it is a national security risk.
If the TikTok ban makes it out of the Senate, along with the foreign aid, President Biden is expected to sign it. But the app won't go away immediately. The matter is sure to be tied up in court as TikTok plans to claim the potential ban is a violation of free speech.
It really is a way to get messaging out that can be positive, but ultimately it needs to be sold to an American company, I think, so that we can at least have some regulation on it.
The bill gives ByteDance 9 months to sell TikTok, but also gives President Biden the ability to extend that deadline if a deal is in the works. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
And again, the House and Senate has both passed that ban and the foreign aid bill, so it goes on for President Biden to sign. A bit later, starting on a new chapter on group reading.
Gen Z reinventing book clubs. I'm Kevin Cork in Washington with a look at how the traditional reading events are getting a bit of a makeover. That's coming right up.
Not bad for our Tuesday, even though we had a lot of clouds during the afternoon hours, but rain's really going to start to increase over the next few days, and even severe threat is going to start to roll in here in just a couple days. So let's jump forward to the most important weather right now. As we look into Thursday, so lower severe threat here in the yellow, higher severe threat in the orange. So mainly western Kansas, I think most of us look pretty good. Let's go to Friday. That higher severe threat stretches right through the 4-state area. You can see a severe threat across the entire state of Missouri into southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma. That wave rotates out. Here comes another one following it up. This is going to be Saturday evening. A moderate severe threat. And this may go even higher, but a moderate severe threat across most of the region. And then let's go to Sunday. We have a moderate severe threat, especially in southwestern Missouri, and if this storm system slows down a little bit, this will march a little bit farther toward the west. So we got a lot to watch as we go through the next several days. Let's move into Thursday. Showers and thunderstorms through the day. Severe weather out to our west. We're going to get some stronger storms in here by Friday morning. We'll start with thunderstorms, and then once we get into the afternoon, a line of storms should fire up. Those most likely will be severe. Most of Saturday's dry. But by Saturday evening, here we go again. Look at this. Showers, thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms through the night into Sunday morning. Then we'll start the day Sunday with showers and thunderstorms, then a line of storms to end about a 3-day severe weather event. So a lot to watch over the next few days. We look fine now. We're clearing out. Not too much is going on here. Here's the beginnings of that next storm system, which will start to affect us on Thursday. Now ahead of it, we have a weaker wave that will affect us tomorrow night into Thursday morning. We'll start the day, clouds thickening, can't rule out a random shower. Temperatures warm, lower 70s. Here's 4:30 in the afternoon. Scattered showers, northeastern Oklahoma will kind of lift through. So we're going to have scattered showers, a little bit of thunder tomorrow night into Thursday morning. But by Thursday morning, it really picks up. We'll see bigger bands of showers and thunderstorms rotating through, but none of this should be severe. Our severe threat doesn't begin until after this, by the time we head into Friday morning. So this will be our first chance to get some severe thunderstorms. Check this out. I know we need the rain. We don't want flooding rain, but over the next 5 days, a lot of areas are going to pick up 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 inches of rain, which is quite a bit. All right, for your Wednesday, 50 in the morning, 66 by noon, high temp, 71 degrees, 68 on Thursday. We're going to make Friday, Saturday, Sunday possible alert days with that higher severe threat. If it still looks the same tomorrow, we'll make them alert days. Temperatures, though, mainly across the board into the 70s and 80s.
Thanks, Doug. Liberty plans a tree giveaway next month. The energy provider has teamed state and local departments for the annual May the Forest Be With You event. Catchy name. The event takes place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. this coming Saturday in Joplin's Wildcat Park. And while the event promises to be fun for the entire family, it also serves as a good way to help plant some trees native to the area. If you're interested, just head over to KOAMNewsNow.com for more information. Well, coming up in sports, a McDonald County High School senior signs to play football at Missouri Southern. Plus, Columbus High School softball tries to end Diamond's undefeated season. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
This afternoon provides us with a softball matchup between what might be the best team in Southeast Kansas against what might be the best team in Southwest Missouri. 29-0 Diamond goes on the road to face 16-1 Columbus. Columbus softball unbeaten on its home field. Diamond hasn't lost a game all year. Something's got to give. Haley Ediger in the circle for the Lady Titans gets 2 strikeouts to begin things in the first inning. Caitlin Surrey, the starter for Diamond, she gets a couple swings and misses in the first as well. Columbus up 1-0, top 5, runner on second. Talon Daniel hits a line drive into left field. That'll score a run, and it ties this one at 1. Same inning now, 2 runners on. Surrey comes to the plate, and Diamond's starting pitcher belts one deep down the line and left. Gone for a 3-run homer. Lady Cats jump in front, 4-1. We go ahead to the bottom of the 7th. Bases loaded for Columbus. Go-ahead run at the plate. Surrey gets Tori Tedlock to hit a pop fly into left, and that'll do it. The Lady Cats remain undefeated, improve their record to 30-0. Caitlin Surrey gets the win in the circle and hits the game-winning home run. McDonald County High School hosts a signing day this afternoon. 4 Mustang seniors commit to serve in the military. And McDonald County High School running back Sam Barton, he signs as well to play football at Missouri Southern. Sam Barton commits to Missouri Southern football today. The McDonald County senior, a big part of leading the school to its first ever state quarterfinal appearance this past fall. He commits to the same school his older brother Peyton Barton, who's a track and field national champion. Now Barton says he's looked forward to this moment for a long time.
I was just waiting on a call, and I mean, it just felt great to finally be able to call and go up there and get offered. So, I mean, just great feeling. My brother, he's had great success there, and I mean, I definitely want to continue the success, and I wanted to make my own path. So, going there to play football, that's just how I thought I could do it.
It's day 2 of the MIAA Women's Golf Championship in Bolivar, Missouri. Now, Missouri Southern tries to improve on its 5th place finish from day 1. The Lady Lions can't do that, though. They moved from 5th down to 6th after a day where Southern's 5 golfers combined for a score of 20 over par. Their 2-day cumulative total now is 47 over par. At the top of the leaderboard, that's Central Missouri, who jumps past Northeastern State and claims the #1 spot. Individually, Southern's Emerson Doyle turns in another solid 18 holes. She completes the round at 4 over par today. That brings her 2-day score to 10 over. Now she's the only Lion inside the top 15. Ada Nunez and Lily Allman, two teammates, are close behind though, each of them tied for 19th place at 12 over. Webb City girls soccer tonight on a 5-game losing skid taking on Carl Junction. First half, Bulldogs showing early pressure. Freshman Ella Anderson shoots to the right of the goal, but Addison Brown blocks it. She had a busy night. More on her in a bit. No score as we head into the second half. Check this out. Near the end of regulation, Sarah Bichelle looks to end this one for CJ, but Brown makes an insane one-handed block to keep the Cardinals alive. Now we head into overtime. Bulldogs again looking to seal it, but Brown again makes a game-saving block. That leads to this. 3 minutes left, ball in the air. Cardinals, Avery Allen strikes it into the back of the net. That ends it. Webb City ends its losing streak in style. Lady Cardinals take down Carl Junction 1-0 in overtime. Back to high school softball, though. That game tonight between Columbus and Diamond, you heard me say it, two teams that we very well could see at the state tournament and in the last games of the state tournament when we get into playoff time.
Pretty interesting. I love that you're covering soccer now, too.
Yeah,
so
of course.
That's fun. A lot of fun and
very
some
fun.
Impressive goalkeeping there.
Yes, very
for
impressive.
Sure. All right, we're back with more news after this. These aren't your average book clubs. Seeking greater connections and community, members of Gen Z are putting their spin on reading with younger generations, focusing on specific genres or common interests, and bringing their book clubs online into some unconventional places. Fox News correspondent Kevin Cork has more as we celebrate World Book Day today.
Bookworms bind together over their love of reading, with younger generations turning the page on typical book clubs and starting a resurgence of these meetups.
At the heart of this increase in book club events is really young people. It's Gen Z. It's their desire to bring people together.
Eventbrite is seeing a surge in book club events, up 24% from 2022 to 2023. But they're not the same stuffy get-togethers of generations past. Younger audiences are checking out book clubs that reflect specific communities, genres, or common interests. The ticketing site's data showing an 82% increase in queer book clubs attendance. Silent book clubs, where introverts get together to read but do not talk about the book, are up 16%.
They offer a way to connect in deeper ways, right? Because books are about ideas, they're about inspiration.
They also offer alternatives to traditional booze-filled nightlife, something younger Americans crave.
They're prioritizing their mental health and well-being.
And these events are getting even more lit thanks to celebrity book clubs and social media platforms like Book Talk.
Being able to connect with the younger generation and make it cool and make you want to do it.
That's why avid reader Samantha May Conley turned to social media to create the all-girls book club back in October.
I felt like online was the best option for my book club because I wanted to offer something that was accessible to everybody.
Within a few months, the group swelling to over 2,000 members from all over the world. Meanwhile, some readers are even joining book clubs centered around boozy brunches and dating events. Sounds like fun. In Washington, I'm Kevin Cork, Fox News.
Well, coming up, we'll check out a program teaching kids how to write programming code. Kids are going from playing video games to designing them at places like Code Ninjas, which teaches these high-tech skills. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin spoke with Code Ninjas about the programs offered and this growing coding trend.
Programs teaching coding for kids like those at Code Ninjas are about turning a love for technology into fun learning.
We have over 300 locations across the U.S. that provide these after school or summer camp, or anytime there's like a school vacation, we offer programming at our locations. And kids can come in and they get to do coding activities and STEM-based activities.
Bill Marsland of Code Ninjas notes they have a range of coding opportunities, video game design, Lego robotics, and more.
There's also a lot of kids who get excited about Minecraft and Roblox, but they are busy consuming those and just playing around with those. They come to Code Ninjas to then elevate that experience. So many skills that kids can develop by learning to code that go well beyond just those job market skills that we think about in terms of technology. Kids are building those soft skills too, like collaboration, communication.
He's seen a growing interest in coding.
This is absolutely a growing trend. Parents want their kids to move beyond just being consumers of technology. They really want them to understand the technology and understand that they themselves can have an impact on the technology and they can create things with technology.
Marsland also shared his favorite feedback from parents and kids,
where the experience of what happens in our locations is enough to help a kid see themselves as someone who technology is for. Because we know that historically there have been certain folks who have gone into technology and some folks have felt excluded from technology. And so anything that can reduce that barrier to entry, such as the programs at Code Ninjas, is such a rewarding experience.
That's awesome.
Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of a hippo at a Japanese zoo. Love these creatures. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.